I don't know if it's even political, but MLK, the reason why a lot of black Americans don't relate so much with Martin Luther King is because he was all about, words rather than action. The closest he got to action was marching. And marching can only get you so far. He talked all his years up until the point he died. The same government he criticized and kind of told the black people, oh, violence is never the answer. That's the same government that killed him. On the other hand, you had Malcolm X, who was all about, sure, you can do all the talking, but at some point, a revolution needs to take place. And he got killed for that as well. That's why you see black Americans in the States, they move around like a headless organism. Because right now, they don't have a head in place. Black Americans are displaced. They don't have a voice to listen to. They don't have a figure to look at or to emulate anymore. So, thinking only gets you so far. Thinking alone will get you killed. At some point, you need to think and take action. That's what I leave you with, Doug. Yes.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Chidera Uzo, Nigerian origin. Yeah, that's me.
Very cool.
Amazing.
Can you say just maybe your thoughts on Virgil Abloh? Just a couple parting thoughts.
Virgil.
Abloh.
Virgil, great man, great artist, but great man first, I would say. I didn't know him personally, but his art spoke enough for him. We didn't really need to know him personally, just like Doug right here. Doug is the very first person since Virgil died that I've heard actually talk about Virgil Abloh. And as maybe the right word isn't awkward or as displaced as it is, a black man did inspire a white man in Canada. A few years ago you would not even see that being possible, but here I am in Edmonton on the legislative grounds, that's what it is, talking to a white artist telling me he's been inspired by a black man.
Birds of a feather might stick together, but some like the city more than others. history of this monument way.
Yeah.
What an incredible day for you to be here to see that. And as you said, you had gotten to know some of the family members of those fallen. This has been quite a journey for you. Any wise words you'd like to share with other artists, with other Albertans?
I think, over the years that I've been doing graphic design, my main aim is to be able to share, my talents, whatever, with other people. And I do every now and then mentor some students, and I think it's good to pass it on, because after I'm gone, I'm gone. I think it's a funny thing is when you learn so much in your life, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
So you should take that and pass it on and hope somebody would carry on with your work. Yeah, it is really a shame. I think that a lot of people are so talented, musicians or artists, or even anybody who has great knowledge that they have accumulated in their lifetime. They should pass it on.
Yes.
So that's what I'm very happy and privileged to do that.
And I have some personal friends in the police department, and I served some time in the military, so it's always great to see the respect that they have for uniformed people. And I'm impressed with the people that came from other places. I could tell by their patch on their shoulder, all over the place, like Ontario and Ontario Police and RCMP and Americans and all that kind of thing.
I talked to a Calgarian officer who was actually looking after the crowd control today. I welcomed him to our city. He says it's an honor.